Hello everybody, it's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to do a little art journaling today. I was watching a video by Lydia over at February and June yesterday, and she was doing a flip through of her September journals, and she had done a couple of little art journals, and it was just so inspiring. I hadn't done anything along those lines, the particular style that she was doing, for quite a long time. And so it really inspired me, and today I just wanted to play in my art journal. So I've grabbed out this magazine. It's called Breathe. It's an Australian magazine, and it's full of beautiful watercolor illustrations. Now I do have a problem. I mean, these are just so gorgeous. I do have a problem with using things that I find beautiful. And I tend to hoard them, leave them in the magazine or book or wherever they are. So if I use them, then they're gone. And it's so ridiculous. Like, they're not doing any good in the magazine that I flick through every now and then looking for something to use and then bypass it because I can't use that, it's too pretty. I mean, isn't that just the weirdest thing? So I've been through this magazine and pulled out a particular image that I wanted to work with. And it's this one here, and I have fussy cut it out ahead of time because I didn't want to do that on camera and take up my time or your time in doing that. And then I grabbed out some other elements from that same magazine to work with. And I'm sorry there is a blowfly flying around. If you can hear that, it's likely to distract the heck out of me, but I'm going to press on and see if I can overcome my distraction. Okay, so there's this page. It's got some really cool borders on some of the pages. And the page I'm working on in my little mini art journal, so it's approximately an A5 size. And I'm working across the spread, and this page is smaller than this page. So what I thought I'd do to start with is just lay this down, and also because there's that spine there, it'll provide me with kind of like a flat, not quite a flat surface, but it'll just take me over that hump. So first things first, I am just going to tear it down to fit and glue it down, and this will form my base. So I've got a rough idea, but I haven't got a complete idea on what I'm doing yet. So you know, this will get a bit more contemplative as I go along. Right, now I want to make my short page the same size as my, or approximately the same size as my bigger page. So I need to be careful how I glue it. Oh, that fly. I just made myself a cuppa and I looked for the fly because I thought that's going to be distracting when I film, and I couldn't find it. And now it's buzzing around, driving me nuts. Like, so typical. Now I am just going to grab my tacky glue and glue this down. Just quick and easy, and save on my glue stick. I'm not worried if there's ends up wrinkles or anything in it. It'll just add to the overall effect. And I'm not even worried about it being glued down properly, sort of, you know. If it flaps a bit here and there, so be it. I just want to have fun. I don't want to get too precious with it. You know, or try anyway. You know, one can but try not to be too precious about things. Whoops, and already I realized I put glue where there's no page to put it onto. Okay. So let's do that and then give myself a little bit of cleanup where I put glue that I don't want it. In fact, what I might need to do is stick a little bit of paper on the back. And then I can cover that up when I come to do this page. Right, there we go. There's always a way to fix things, don't you think? And yep, the top's okay. So there's my base, and I've also grabbed out this image. This was an ad for a teen version of the magazine, and I quite liked her. She's kind of sad looking, but I thought she was quite cool. So I'm gonna, there was a bit of writing around her, so I pre-tore that off to take it down to what I wanted. See, even these tear-off strips have got some really nice colour on them, colour and texture. So I thought I could pop her down there. Yep, like that. Again, I'm just going to work with the tacky glue. Oops, with it open, helps. And I've got a rough idea of composition in mind to a point, and then I have no idea what I'm doing. So, just to warn you that it may be going all seamlessly-ish at the moment, but I do believe this is the only copy I've got of this particular magazine brand, so I'll definitely be on the lookout for more of them because the illustrations are beautiful. Right, so just working it in a little bit into that seam in the middle of my page. Now when I fold it, it is going to crease and go funky. It's fine. The joy is in the making of the spread and then being able to see it, whether it's got crinkles or creases or funky little things happening. It's all good. Okay, so the other things I've got to work with are my floral graphic, and then this title from one of the articles called Excitement Over Fear. Now, I've been feeling that a lot lately. I've been so excited with what I'm doing. I'm loving it. And I just get this little bubble up of fear every now and then. The what ifs, oh, am I capable? Or is anybody going to care what I'm doing? You know, all those thoughts. And so the excitement is overriding the fear, but every now and then that fear just bubbles through. And I think that's human. Like, that's so totally human. But I really liked this title as being representative of where I am right now. And, you know, art journaling is a good way to pour out those types of expressions of what you're feeling, what you're into, what your tastes are, what your emotions are saying at the moment. And to find a pre-made title that just gels with where you are is quite fun. And it's got a nice font in there as well, so I enjoy that. So I'm just tearing it out roughly, doing a fussy tear. And I'm not sure where it's going to go yet. And I thought it really worked with this image of this girl, because she looks a little bit afraid, or like she might be afraid. And the beauty with working with these images from the same magazine is they all kind of work together, all similar colour palette and style. Okay, so I'm quite liking that there, sort of wrapping around her face a little bit. I've got this I need to cover though, so I'm not sure what I want to cover that with. I do have more of this border, so maybe I'll tear a little bit of that and see if I want to put some more of that in places. So to grab this image of the floral, I did have to sacrifice a couple of birds on the other side, but they were birds that were too big for me to use anywhere, so I wasn't, you know, at the end of the day it was reasonably easy to decide. Okay, I'm just going to actually make that as a border right round. So it's going to frame my page all the way around. And I have got a bit of this other page sticking out. That's okay. Don't have to use all the page. Right, so just again using my tacky glue, Yep, so the only part without a bar. There. That made absolutely no sense. The only part without a border is the bottom of her, and I think that's fine. I think it gives it a little break without sort of enclosing it all the way. I just had to pop you on pause for a moment because I needed to blow my nose. I've got an ear infection at the moment. It just seems to be one thing after another at the moment. So I feel like I'm talking a bit underwater, which is super annoying. But there we go. The issues of life. Okay, so I've still got some texty here that I don't really want, but I am thinking of something else. Because I want to sort of play with some mixed media. And I've got these distress inks that my beautiful friend Lydia sent me. She surprised me with this gift, and oh my gosh, just so awesome. I'm just blown away by her generosity and her kindness. Just fantastic. I'd been wanting some more colours because I've only got my vintage photo, and yeah, just completely blew me away. So these, I want to play with these as well because, you know, they're brand new and it's like new toy to play with. So I'm going to try a technique that I don't know that I've actually done before. I don't even know if I've seen it. I probably have. It's probably, I probably picked it up somewhere. I'm going to pop some, this is spun sugar, on my acrylic block. And I'm going to give it a wee spritz with water, hopefully, if this bottle works well, and try not to get water everywhere. I'm afraid to push it too hard in case it like goes everywhere, but oh, there we go. I think that'll be enough. Right. Oh, did I actually even spray on the ink? I don't know that I did. So let's, oh, that was quite a heavy spray. Let's do a bit of mop up here. And I'm not sure if this is going to work or if it's the right way. Oh. Okay, it's very wet, but that's okay. Maybe some blue as well on that. And I think I've got enough water on my acrylic block still, so I'm going to go ahead and press that over top. I'm just adding some colour. Might go with a little bit more pink and a bit more water, but perhaps try a bit less water this time. I think I put way too much on that last time. And I'm going to spray it off the desk so I don't have to dry the desk. Right, let's try that. Just one spritz further back so it's hopefully a lighter mist. Okay, right. So I should have brought my heat gun out so I could dry it off because it's a little bit wet. Never mind, it will dry. So yes, thank you Lydia for these distress inks. Like you've just truly blown me away, and I'm so happy that I get to play with new things. Right, it is a little bit wet. I just need to let it dry. So I'm just going to pop you on pause and hopefully dry it off a bit. Be right. Okay, I went ahead and did a little bit more of the ink in the background because I realized I needed to add some on this. So while I was waiting for this to dry, I thought I might as well do this side so that that can dry as well. It's not dry yet, but I'm going to press on. So I do apologize that you didn't get to see me do that bit over there, but I did the same process with the pink and the blue. So that was spun sugar and tumbled glass were the two colors that I've used, and used those to tie in with the color palette that's within the magazine images that I'm using. Right, so this has kind of helped cover up the text there, and I'm not worried about a bit peeking through because I think that's perfectly fine. So I think now I'm going to go ahead and stick this image down. So give it some tacky glue. I could use glue stick, but because there's a bit of water underneath, I don't think the glue stick is going to actually work too well at the moment with the damp page. So I'm just going to use this and try and get the sort of pointy bits as much as I can. This has got a reasonably fine tip on this glue bottle, but not super fine, so it does, you know, sometimes you get a really nice fine line and then sometimes it's just clumpy. So it is what it is. Oh, it will work fine. It's just my art journal. So right, so pop that down about there. Looks good. So I might have to go in and get some of these little fiddly bits a bit later once everything's dry. Try and give it a little press into that spine just so it folds hopefully a little bit nicer once it's all dry. Oh, I'm actually really loving this, but I think a lot of it's down to the images that I'm using and that they all blend together. I think I do like this over this side. Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then I also, while I had you on pause, grabbed out my watercolors and thought maybe I'll add some watercolors in as well. The paper's not really suited to watercolor, as you can see from the water I used with the ink, but I'm going to give it a go. No, if it wrinkles a bit, well, I would have confirmed my thoughts that this paper isn't really suited to adding water to. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Excitement over fear. Remember, don't be afraid to mess it up. Whoops, I think it's crooked. Never mind. It's on there. That's the important thing. It's on there. Okay, so I've got my watercolor, my bigger set of watercolors, the PBO brand. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the brush that comes with it. It's a little travel brush, so you screw the two parts together. But I'm just going to use my water brush just for convenience. And what colour do we want? Maybe we'll go in with some blue. Actually, if I give it a spray with water, that might help. I won't need to squeeze so much water out of my brush then. And I probably want to go for a bit of red and maybe a bit of white. So go, just add a bit of So I'm just going to go randomly and add some watercolors. I've got no real plan. Just add a bit of contrast, a bit of depth. And just playing. So how's everyone's day going? Love to know what you're up to. And do you art journal? Are you an art journaler? I would be so interested to know for all my subscribers, like where do your interests lie? Are you an art journaler, a journal maker? Are you a combination of all those? All right, I might just mix up some pink. There is a pinky red there, but just want to see if I can get quite a pale pink. too bad. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, it's very, very subtle, which is perfect. Let's give her a bit of pink here. I think that goes quite well with that distress ink, colour of the distress ink. Sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm just enjoying the moment of playing. A few little details. Oops, it's gone all crinkly. All good. It's all fine. Probably because I'm using wet over it while the glue's still wet. It's probably part of the problem. Ah, this is fun, guys. I'm having fun. That's why I've gone so quiet, because I'm just enjoying playing. So much fun. Loving it. Oops. Bit more water needed in my brush. Here we go. This makes me happy. I really like that. I don't want to overdo it. I just wanted to kind of make everything sort of work together. So put the lid on that, even though all the paints are still wet. It's all good. Now, do I want to do anything else? Have a sip of my coffee while I have a wee think. Oh, I actually, to be honest, love it as is, and I don't want to ruin it. But sometimes I get to that point and I should continue because, like, it can be enhanced. But often I'll stop because it's just like, well, I love it as is. And I think my style is often sort of a bit pulled back to some others that I've seen. Yeah, so I'm trying to force myself to go further, to take things further, to push what I can play with. But I just love it. So I think I am going to leave it there. I hope you really enjoyed this art journal with me. I hope you journaled along in some form or fashion, whether it was making or creating art or something. Yeah, I hope you were having fun as much as I was. So thank you so much for joining me for this little video, and I shall see you back for the next one. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.